Chat. Good news, everyone. Yeah, bitch. Judgment's here. I actually got a download right before this from Spiritual Court. I think it was specifically for me, but I think there's other members of my collective who are in the same situation. That the deliberation has been finalized, all the work witnessed, and the deliberation has shifted to your favor. They will be stopped. Your assets reallocated and multiplied. Lit. Lit. What does that mean though? This specifically has to do with people meddling in your love affairs and your reputation. So this is for my collective who experienced smear campaigns and gang stalking specifically around like their love life and their friendships, which again I think is disgusting, bro. It's coming out again. Six of Wands. Yeah, they were trying to make you look like you were unstable and broke, dude. And meanwhile, you're a whole fucking prince. Um, I think the biggest reallocation you'll receive is rest because you've been working nonstop for a very long time and not been able to have any kind of connection or fun. And it looks like, who knows what it looks like from the outside perspective, right? Who cares? You know that you've been like putting work in for decades and it goes nowhere. And you see people who do like 1/10 as much get like 50 billion times as much. But it seems like the next thing that you put your energy into will be successful, and it's going to feel like a miracle how quickly and brutally and swiftly and successfully you do it with minimal effort. Um, yeah, and I'm getting that, like, I pulled this at first when I was still in your energy, and it seems like the biggest reallocation is stress. So all of the stress that you had been experiencing for this time will go onto those who had, like, karmically affected your peace. They will be feeling the exact same distress that you felt, um, and will be kind of like forced to work with it and through it amongst themselves. Um, there's going to be a lot of infighting uh, because there's a lot of things that were happening like in the shadows here. What is that? What does it look like for like the karmic? I hate using that term, but it's like it is what's happening to the karmics and what's happening to the people who directly affected your ability to succeed. Ah, they'll be experiencing love for the first time, or they'll be recognizing the love that you gave them because for whatever reason they had not experienced love before, so they didn't recognize that's what it was, and it's gonna hit them like a ton of bricks that you were like actually a really really fucking good person. So it seems like one of the things that they're really going to be suffering with is guilt because they might not experience that again. Yeah, I see that like it's going to be blocked from them in the future. And they're going to be very aware of that. Oof. That is a tough punishment. No love? Holy shit. What else do we need to know? Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because for me personally, and I'm guessing other people in the collective, there was like a lot of like manipulation around uh community, and particularly community that you had like a romantic or deep platonic interest in, to make sure that they didn't see you for what you were. I'm getting more so like a veil of illusion cast over you, um, based off of like social engineering that kind of made them treat you like dog shit. And it's crazy because like now those people who were manipulated are understanding that like they were basing this all off of somebody else's perspective, and like the person whose perspective they were basing it off of wanted you to, expire, right? They wanted a brutal end to your life and to all of your success. But yeah, that's gonna be glaringly obvious. I cut to the Three of Cups underneath here, and then I kind of lost it. Oh, here it is. But I think people are going to see how well you succeeded without any support, because I get also that part of the illusions cast is that you had like a network of support, and meanwhile you were all alone. Even if you were with people, those people were actively sabotaging you, um, consciously or subconsciously, or they were in a similar situation where they were getting the same type of abuse treatment. Or I'm getting with the yeah, did I put it away completely? Or they were blinded by the illusion, so they were fighting against you and they didn't even understand why. I think you are seen as an empress, and so when other people turned against you, they thought that there was like this really big reason, because why the fuck else would you turn against somebody who is this fucking cool? And now that the illusions are coming away, they're realizing, oh no, you were actually really fucking cool. And so it's like one of those things where when something is really horrible, you would rather believe the simple truth that like, oh yeah, that person's crazy, or that person's a piece of shit, or that person's abusive, or whatever. You don't want to believe that there's a very sophisticated network of abuse happening. Um, but like the more that you've continued to shine and stand in your power, the more they've really started to realize like, I think something is weird is happening, because what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, it's more so like seeing how well you take these hits. Um, with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Handcuffs. Oh, okay. So it's about like, okay, so people are getting reports on your life, and it's like the way that these people are like trying to share the truth is coming from such an ugly fucking lens. And it's like there's a lot of terrible things that happen to you, and they're on some like, oh yeah, she was homeless, haha, she lost her job, haha. And like the people hearing that are like, why are you so fucking happy about that? That's really fucking mental. And so now they're kind of like connecting the dots of like, maybe maybe this person has a lot to gain from you being in this position, and it's kind of like fucking up their credibility. There's a lot has gone down with like about like protecting the community, and I feel like a lot of people are realizing that in quote unquote protecting the community, they've like kicked out a lot of people because of these bad actors, and now their community is nothing but bad actors. And I mean that like not literally, but it could also be literally that there are people who are like acting. Yeah, just like pretending to give with the hopes of like triggering you in the process. But that's all the past. What do we look for in the future? So it looks like you won't have to manipulate your circumstances so extensively to find success. And those who are kind of manipulating you to kind of like be in a position of loss are feeling that loss.